Radical Antifa-associated leftists are calling for a night of rage and full of violence after one of their alleged armed protesters shot a cop, then gets killed when the cop shot back. This all took place where the Atlanta Police Department training facility is set to be built. The scenes from the Atlanta Forest Twitter account tweeted this flyer. Listen to this, folks. Consider this a call for reciprocal violence to be done to the police and their allies on Friday, January 20th. Wherever you are, you're invited to participate in a night of rage in order to honor the memory of our fallen comrade. Antifa thugs seen marching to the park after blocking traffic, chanting "Stop Cop City." Some of the group continues to throw bird scooters in the middle of the road, impacting traffic. Officials say they won't stand by while criminal acts are happening.
The GBI and all law enforcement agencies and our partners here embrace a citizen's right to protest, but law enforcement can't stand by while serious criminal acts are being committed that jeopardize the safety of the citizens we're sworn to protect.
All right. So joining me now, editor-at-large for the Post Millennial and author of Unmasked, Andy Ngo. Andy, what do you know about this incident?
Well, this is the stochastic terrorism that we often hear the left raging on about. It's coming from their side. Explicitly through a number of accounts with very large followings and being retweeted by even larger accounts, calling for, as you showed a moment ago, a night of rage that is explicitly a murder campaign as retaliation against law enforcement for the shooting death of their gunman comrade. The law enforcement in Atlanta have already stated that they are on high alert because these militants mean it when they call for deadly violence. This week, after the shooting death of the comrade at that so-called autonomous zone south of Atlanta, which, by the way, that militant has shot and tried to kill a Georgia State Patrol trooper who miraculously survived, but is in the ICU and needed surgery. So far, there have been, between last month and the arrest this week, 13 domestic terrorism suspects arrested at the so-called autonomous zone. And this is not a leading story on CNN or NBC or any of these other liberal mainstream networks.
So Andy, are they at it again? I mean, this looks very familiar from 2020 with the autonomous zone in Seattle and Portland, and they were playing this game. I mean, are we going to see another summer of rage coming up in 23? Is this possible? It feels like it's starting. And by the way, point out, as you did point out, that this guy that got killed, he shot a cop first. What the hell do they think was going to happen?
Well, see, for them, they don't need a justification to kill. In their worldview, they believe that they have the right and the mandate actually to kill and maim any political target. And if you fight back, if you shoot back, if you self-defend yourself, you're doing something wrong, which is why from coast to coast, we're seeing all these events that have been organized by militant leftists to go out onto the streets or to host vigil events in honor of what they call now a martyred individual. This is the most disturbing takeaway for me. It's a demonstration that this far-left violent extremist ideology that I've written about, reported on for years, has reached a degree of mainstream level in the United States. There are about a dozen cities that are hosting events in support of the actions of the deceased domestic terrorists. Now, regards to an escalation this summer, well, that is hard to predict. However, what I can say is that the networks and funding streams and organizational strategies that were learned from 2020 are being put into effect as we speak.
Good. Well, let me tell you, this harkens back to 2020. It started in much a similar way. And for them to say that this guy is a martyr, he shot a cop, I mean, it's just scary. It's almost like, some factions of radical Islam who think they're martyred when they blow up a marketplace with a backpack bomb. Andy, no, we'll stay on this because it feels like this isn't the end of this. Andy, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, coming up, we're halfway there, folks. 2 years down, 2 to go. Our homage